Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Amir Yar, your host. I'm looking forward to have this conference with you, and I hope you enjoy. We work very hard to make it happen, and thank you for everybody for registration. Let's start with this first slide, a paint made by my son when he was 10 years old. A good world starts with you. Yes, that's our goal, to make the world better, to make an impact. And probably if my son was doing this when he was 10 years old, I'm doing one thing right. This conference is very important because it have 180 people, very senior. And again, thank you for registration. And what's interesting is that about 55% of you are from the East, 45 from the West. Most of you are senior CEOs, VPs, investors. So I hope that together we make a change. So let's talk about the challenges humanity have and Earth have.
Hello everyone. It is great pleasure to be with you today. I would like to thank Mr. Amir Yar for hosting this significant summit. I extend my warm greetings to each and every one of you who have gathered here with a shared goal to make a lasting impact on the world and support the continued economic growth of Israel. The Israeli economy presents remarkable opportunities. Our commitment to research and development has fostered an ecosystem that breeds innovation and attracting brilliant minds from around the globe.
Hello, everyone. I'm very excited to be here with you all today, also virtually. Let me start by first thanking my good friend for many years, Amir Yar, for the opportunity to speak to you all today. I admit that when Amir asked me to open today's program, I was not sure about what to say. At a time of great uncertainty, when the world order we have built since World War II is starting to unravel, what can I say? At a time when our immediate reality is so chaotic, it is hard to distinguish facts from fiction. What can you say? And when uncertainty is the only thing we know for certain, what can you say? There is nothing to say, but there is one thing to do: make an impact.
The whole culture of 2000 is of interpretation, of sometimes the interpretation is 100 degrees opposite to the written word. And that means you need to question everything. You don't obey any authority. I mean, if you can interpret God himself, of course you can interpret everything said by people. And this is essential, I would say, for science and technology, because the whole idea of innovation, which science and technology are the base of, is not accepting common wisdom as facts, try to question everything, try to raise new hypotheses, etc. And this is
the way to start is to see what appears to be maybe a contradiction in that we see reports every day of major conflicts, obviously in Russia's invasion of Ukraine, multiple conflicts in the Middle East. There's a report of the Sudan crisis that sort of has gotten under the radar because of other crises in the world. So all over the world, there are these medium to severe kinds of problems. Now, the odd thing is that during this period, the value of the stock markets in the West and in the US primarily have skyrocketed. Now, if you put those two together just on the surface, that sounds like a contradiction, because if anything, the stock markets, which are the best predictor or the best representation of what people think, because people are betting with their own money, so it's not somebody's opinion like mine, but people are betting their own money. And so you know that's a very legitimate expression of what they really believe. And they've bid up the stock markets enormously over the same period of time. So that sounds like it's a contradiction. But it's not an anomaly because people are betting their own money. So what is the underlying reason for that? And you have to come to technology.
Let's talk about the first question. What is your vision regarding technological development? What will be the main trends? What is the rhythm to be faster, I believe, than in the past? And where the humanity is going for the next 10 years regarding this?
Well, something is very significant is in the making behind the scenes. I'm not speaking about things that everybody is speaking about. Let's say everybody speaks now about AI. I believe that AI is just another chapter in a very long journey we have been doing as a species for the last, millennia, if you wish. Okay, generally speaking, what we have been doing in the last millennia is that we basically did not accept our physical and mental abilities as a given. We were striving for many, many years to push the envelope of those capabilities.
So instead of having shareholders capitalism, we must have stakeholders capitalism, and that's conscious capitalism all about. The stakeholders capitalism says that every company should take into consideration not just the interests of the shareholders, but also the interests of all the stakeholders, namely consumers, employees, suppliers, community, environment, and so on and so forth. And each company needs to have a purpose which is beyond profit. It doesn't damage the profit, but it is beyond profit. And the purpose is the answer to the question, what target it serves, why it exists, why a company exists.
Hello, everyone. Very happy to be here today. My name is Irena Ben-Yakar. I'm a partner at Deloitte Israel, and I'm leading ESG sustainability services for Deloitte Israel, and also serving as a Chief Purpose Officer for Deloitte Israel. I am delighted to host here with me Andrea Maligan. She is the leader of our climate and sustainability for Australia, and also the global green space tech lead for Deloitte. Andrea, great to have you here. So to start this conversation, which is all about innovation and technology and how technology can help us to address some of the most pressing climate crisis issues. Would you please tell us, how did you get to this field? So what was about sustainability and climate that pulled you all in, I would say?
Thanks, Irena. I really appreciate the opportunity. And I love that you've given me a very grand title of running all of climate sustainability for Australia. But I really want to be clear that my focus is about innovation and venture building. And in that area, it's about helping our clients look to solve for the future using innovation, new technology, emerging ecosystems and emerging technologies, as well as capitalizing on the green economy by building new business models and new ventures.
Priti Pincha and Uri Fischelson for this conversation. Guys, Priti, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely, Irena. My name is Priti Pincha. I am the director of the Sustainable Systems Initiative at Deloitte. It's an initiative that aims to catalyze systems change for climate action.
Uri, what roles does climate tech have in enabling a sustainable transition?
A great question. I think we've heard from Preeti about the interdependency of the different stakeholders, the interdependency of the technologies themselves, and how they need to really work hand in hand in order to enable such a transition and enable a flow towards more sustainable economies across the board. When we are thinking of sort of breaking down that approach and that relation to sustainability, and we hear from corporates and different companies and entities, we see, all these pompous goals of, becoming carbon neutral or reaching net zero. And the path to getting to these targets is usually much more complex than, what the goals might imply. And organizations are really taking a good hard look into their internal operations as well as their relationships, both internally with different stakeholders and with external stakeholders. And these can be from their suppliers and their value chain all the way down to their customers and what happens to their products post their lives.
So hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on the globe. Welcome to this panel about family offices and impact investing. My name is Nava Mishia. I am an asset manager with ultra high net wealth clients, and I'm focused on impact investing. A big thank you to Amir Yar for inviting us today to this important summit. Before I introduce our amazing panelists, I just want to set the framework for the discussion. And the fact is that the world today needs $60 trillion in the next 5 years to meet the SDG goals. And this is to reach net zero and to have a just transition. The good news is that impact investing is up to 2 trillion. That's good news, but it doesn't fill the gap. So we'll need more than just public and government funds. We'll need private sector, pension funds, insurance companies, and of course, family offices. And this is the focus of our discussion today. I'm very happy to introduce you to the panelists. First, Risto Verenian is a fourth generation entrepreneur and founder of the Impact Office. He's a friend. He's based here in Geneva with me. Impact Office is a coalition of single family office principals channeling private capital towards the SDGs. Risto's also initiated multiple startups. He's held C-suite roles, board roles, and he's an associate with the World Economic Forum and an ambassador from the Family Business Network. So welcome, Risto.
Thank you, Nala. Thanks for having me.
Sure. We have Mr. Alain Chitrit, who's in Virginia. Alain is a YPOer. Alain is a healthcare entrepreneur and chairman of the Knowledge Impact Network. He co-founded this nonprofit to harness the power of shared knowledge for the greater good. KIN, as we call it, is now focused on family offices and extending the impact beyond financial contributions and advancing the impact causes they care about. This is a new thing of KIN. And last but not least, we have Dune Thorne. Dune and I actually met 2 weeks ago in Kigali in a YPO impact event. Dune took over leading her own family's family office 25 years ago. And she merged it into the Brown Advisory 12 years ago, where you are now in Boston. And you're now serving on the executive team. Dune has spent her career helping families and family offices develop multi-generational values-aligned investment plans. In addition, she founded a nonprofit called Invest in Girls, which I really love. I didn't know about this. The Invest in Girls focuses on financial literacy for women, young women, and also helping them enter the financial services market. This is very important. Welcome, Dune.
Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak in front of you today. My name is Eliran Elimelech, and I'm the VP of Global Partnerships here at Startup Nation Central. Startup Nation Central is a non-for-profit organization. We are 100 people strong, and our main activity is to make sure that the Israeli innovation ecosystem remaining the main growth engine of the Israeli economy. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to share with you a bit of an information about what is going on in Israel and how the Impact Nation here in Israel is extremely important for the global development of the world, not only for the world, but also, of course, for Israel. So thank you very much again for the opportunity. So all of you probably know that innovation is a major contributor to the overall economy here in Israel. I'm going to share with you a bit of a few numbers so you can understand the importance of innovation here in the country. So Israel is a country with a population of 9.5 million people. About 50% of the population, which is a group of less than 5 million employees, considered to be the workforce of the country. And within this workforce, a group of 14% only, which is less than 600,000 employees, we call them the high-tech sector, and their contribution to the Israeli economy is phenomenal. 18% of the GDP and about 50% of the total annual export is being done by this group of sector employees.
It's a very strange way to look about AI and software, because I think that AI is not a software, it's a way of thinking, it's a way of living, it's a way that how we would be in the future. I will add that the edge AI will revolutionize the landscape of all the industry. The AI will change how we work, how we will learn, how we respond time. It will change how thinking pattern. It will identify people. It will increase the gap between countries, companies, and individuals who will use the advanced AI, contrary to people who will not use the AI. It's like when I say to you, it's the difference between environment who's not using an internet and a country who's using an internet. The gap between countries, companies who will use the AI and the company who will not adopt the AI is tremendously different. And the capability to use such a technology is, from my perspective, is the thing that will change our world.
Very short about CISH. Our scope, our vision is to connect and create partnerships between big corporates that lead the world, big family office that want to make a change, with amazing Israeli companies, and to create a joint venture that's transforming the way we live. I don't go to all the details over here, but we try to create an ecosystem that making the pieces to a masterpiece. That if we take everything from every particle, every good motive from a big ecosystem, and we try to create the holistic shape, the holistic number to make innovation, to make impact to a big business, because it's a challenge, it's not easy. And I remind you how I started my first lecture about the challenges the world have. One slide about our portfolio companies, it's very, very important. First, you know what's unique on them? The people, the management, the CEOs. They are very, very trusted. This is point one. The second thing, all the technologies have impact. The third thing, they're very strong IP, very strong. But another unique thing on this IP, it's flexible. Based on this IP, you can create IP in this, IP in that, IP in this, and each IP can create a change. So all those companies are very, very unique, and all of them want one thing, good partner to make their vision realize. I hope you enjoy, and most of all, I hope we will be in discussion with them after the conference. Thank you. Enjoy.